Ugh. Is this gonna work? Okay. I don't know. This is going to work. Hi, you guys. Oh my goodness, there's people here. It worked. It's even Mercury retrograde and it worked. Just a second. Let me see if we can see things a little better here. Okay, let me find you on the thing. I got a secret. I'm so excited. Okay. There it's at again. This is working during Mercury retrograde. I cannot even believe it. Let me just make sure this is all set up here. Okay, am I okay now here? Okay, just a minute. I'm getting there. I can't even sleep. That's why I have to come live. Okay, am I set up? I think so. Okay, good. Now, let me just get to the chat box. Got it. I know it's so late, but you guys, this is really good. I wouldn't even be able to sleep. So it's just a nice little group of us. Hi, Madam, Sequoia, Liza, Lisa. Yeah, Sharon, I'm up super late. Hi, HT is here. You guys, yeah, it's a secret. I'm so excited. Hi, Rosie. Yeah, so as you guys know, I was like migraining pretty hard that past week. It just took me a while to get out of the fog, and then I knew with this new moon, with Mercury retrograde, Mercury opposite Uranus, that it would just be a big mess. But I kept feeling like Spirit was like, pay attention, take note of this, take note of that, because I was expecting everything to blow up. And of course, everything has. And finally, ta-da, it came together tonight. So I was expecting some crazy news with this new moon because this chart that I never got to go through with you guys, it had the sign of Aquarius on the Ascendant, which is ruled by Uranus. Sudden shocking news, science, technology. The midheaven, the top of the chart, was in Sagittarius. Lands far away, law enforcement, faith. But what this was saying to me, especially with this Mercury-Uranus opposition, I kept feeling that there was going to be some big type of news that would be breaking related to law enforcement and things from lands far away. And so this actually got started last week. So I was just kind of paying attention to these stories here and there. This is for entertainment purposes only. And finally, these stories were coming together and I figured it out. Let me get a little situated here. So where are we? Oh, this isn't even going. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so yeah, it's just a nice little group of us. I'm so glad you guys are awake. So this started, I got to make sure I tell you the backstory of the important stories I'm weaving through here. Here. Okay. Last week, there was a story that came out with, let me make sure I say it right. Let's back up even further. Remember when Christopher Ray of Light had his press conference? I think it was about ISIS. But the day before, he said that our elections were secure. And I was like, there is no way he would come out with such a strong statement about that. And neither would, I think Cyber came out and said something, and another information security, I think it was CISA, C-I-S-A, Cyber Infrastructure Security. Well, they had that really big, long message about how secure our elections are. And don't worry. I mean, they went above and beyond to reassure this. And I'm like, there is no way Christopher Ray of Light would not put his career on the line if he wasn't 1,000% times 1,000% sure of what's going on. And neither would those other agencies come out. They were sending such a huge, blaring message to the world. And I'm like, what is that about? And then the next day was a statement about ISIS, because I kind of felt like he had to come out and say something good that the administration has done with an enemy. But I'm sure ISIS configures in the election stuff anyways. So that came out. The other story that came out that didn't get a lot of coverage that I know of was about how in 2016, oh my God. So 2016, Donholios campaign ran out of money. He was at the UNAssembly, met with the president of, and I think I'm going to get into words that I can't say anymore, so I'm going to just spell them out, you guys, because I get so buffered. But he is from this country right here. That president sounds like CC. Ill. That's not how it's spelled. But this was in 2016, I want to say in September, October. He met with this guy and got that $10 million loan for his campaign. And he deposited it on October 27th, the same day that Comey announced reopening the email investigation to HRC. So that day, with that big distraction, he goes and deposits all that money in his bank, pays his campaign so that they can keep going, which is totally illegal. Because remember, Robert, with his report, what was I going to say about that with that report? They were trying to subpoena the bank related to this for these banking records. But because they came out and said, hey, we're not a private entity, we're actually part of a government, our sovereignty, you cannot subpoena us. So that was an admission that he took money from a foreign state for an election, illegal. So that is part that's playing into this. And I think last week, right before the new moon, right around then, this I don't think got a lot of coverage. Microsoft busted a malware ransomware program called TrickBot from affecting our election infrastructure. And it was able to produce this malware that infected 1 million computers. TrickBot also behaves similarly to these other botnets. Here we go. I don't even know how you say this, but it's QAAZZ, Dridex, TrickBot, and Gaznim. Of course, they all have Trussian relations. So that happened. Then something happened with Flynn, Papadop, Bannon, and then I was going back to some more Italy research. I think the Italy thing is the hotspot where all these things took place. And I'm sorry, Nancy Lee, are you done? Have you gotten through that book, Conspired, yet? Because this is just the one little spoiler thing I'm going to mention because it's so relevant. In PeterSztrokbook's book, I think it's like chapter 4, he mentioned that after Donholio said, Russia, if you're listening, 30,000 emails, blah, 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 they were so stunned. Peter got on a plane to a country in Europe whose capital is not recognized by the United States. I'm like, who is that? I'm like, getting my globe out, and I'm like, I think he's talking about the Vatican. And he was. It's the freaking Vatican, where all these yahoos met, the data, the payments, the transfer of voter roll information, all that. That's what I broke down like a month or two ago. I kept saying, I'm going to talk about Italy. Well, basically, that's it. That's what was going down in the Vatican. That's why Bill behind bars was going to Rome and the Vatican. That's where Constantine and Mifsud did their work, transferring that information. Okay? So that's important. Then, how about our girl Brittany Kaiser had that massive 800 document dump from Cambridge. That's another thing I don't think I'll be able to see. That huge document dump. Holy crap. Just, oh my God, my brain was exploding. And maybe that's got me in and out of this fog, but it was such breaking news. Basically, another illegal, super illegal thing that, oh God, refresher, quick, we have Cambridge Analytica. We know that the Mercers do the data thing here. There's this other little data group called AIQ. AIQ. I have always been wondering, where did this thing disappear to? Because I knew it was in Canada and we heard nothing, and they closed up their storefront and left. But they were related somehow. Well, then we found out like a year later, they had an agreement to share databases, which is illegal for Brexit. But this document data dump, September 2015, Donholio signed agreement with both of these guys. Okay, so this one is in the UK, this one's in Canada. More foreign entities. Can't do that. And then Flynn was like this like broke off to SCL. Flynn was like the president of that. So all these big things are happening. Are you guys still with me? Let me check in with you because I know I'm going all over the place. Okay, hi again. Yes, Rachelle, you're feeling very, very weird these days. It's the Mercury opposite Uranus opposition. I even did a TAROTSCOPE for that because I was expecting major news to break. The planet Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. Mercury is your sensory system. It's your nerves. It's your brain. It's your thoughts, your thinking, your reasoning. It's retrograde anyway in Scorpio, which is a fixed water sign. So you're going to be more in tune to your senses and your psychic self. And you're going to be, it might feel like darkness or dark things are opening up to you. It's just because you're more psychic to them. You can like see those things now. Opposite Uranus in Taurus, earth sign. Earthquakes, yeah. I was expecting some big stuff to happen. This new moon we had the other day on the 16th was the first time we've had a new moon in Libra with Uranus and Taurus since 1935. So that would bring a lot of shakeups. Taurus, Libra, both ruled by Venus. So Uranus is going to be extra active. In 1935, in the fall, we had the major Helena, Montana earthquakes that reverberated a lot during October and I think into November. So it's like all replaying again. So yes, your bodies are going to feel weird and buzzy. You're going to be creeping into different energies. And then you might be able to solve the great big mystery from all the news that's out there that has us going, what is going on? That happens too. Oh man, Pompeo. Okay, if you've been following me on Twitter, a couple weeks ago, Pompeo was in Rome on business, in my opinion, about hacking. No, he was mad because the Vatican decided to do a trade agreement with China. So Pompeo also went to go visit another little church thing, chapel that they do volunteer work, their missionary work in Africa. Saw them. He was pissed off at the Vatican, and then that same week, that place where they do their missionary work is near some countries in Africa that suddenly decided to do an exchange for 180 radical Islamist jihadists. They were exchanging prisoners right around them. It was a threat that they sent. There was something, this one I haven't been able to talk to either. And at that same time, the Deputy Secretary of State at the Vatican was arrested for embezzling money, having this other company in Slovenia that a cardinal who supposedly was maybe having an affair with her, she would do side jobs and take money through there. And then he got a luxury condo. He totally is playing into all of this global hacking, rigging, data transfer, money laundering. I mean, Rome, the Vatican, is a hot spot for stuff going on there related on a global level, is what the tarot shows me for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so So I just gave you guys a bunch of weird information. I know, I'm sorry. But I finally figured it out tonight, what's going on. So there's all these pieces of information that's been coming out and coming out and coming out. And it finally came together. Now, I had said right after this new moon, the tarot, this Page of Pentacles was so freaking hot. I was seeing the Page of Pentacles everywhere and the Page of Cups. I even threw a TAROTSCOPE on the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, like, what's going on? What are you doing? Why do you keep showing up with everybody? Then I figured out, not necessarily a person. This is voter suppression. The Pentacles are the votes, especially of like the young people, voter suppression. The Page of Cups is more the good news. Yay, we hacked it. We were successful with this. We were successful with that. I thought it was the kids getting in trouble. They're going to be in trouble. But no, it represented different things. And then tonight, what caught my eye that really pulled this all together, checking in with KY Jelly. KY Jelly, you guys know, is my nickname for KJU'S sister. As I can't remember her name, I just know her initials are KYJ. So I'm like, when I did her TAROTSCOPE, this area that is your identity, who you are, she had the death card. I'm like, is she dead? What happened to her? What's this about? So the clarifiers that I drew were the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, you know, the thing that Russia really wants, and then the Knight of Swords reversed. She was on a war path. And when I tuned into her, she was furious, just fury, screaming, angry, like tossing desks and scraping walls and just so enraged. And I'm like, she's nuts. But then I noticed I kept seeing this death card here and there. And then when I figured it out, when I finally got to look at the news today about the GRU, the 6 hackers indicted by Christopher Wray, the FBI, you guys, that's what she was so pissed about. It's all coming to an end. It's all came to a screeching halt, and this is why. Before I talk about that, I have to show you these two things first. And I'm doing this now because I can't sleep, and then we're going to have another crazy day of news tomorrow, and I'm going to totally forget what this is all about. So this is my documentation. So when I threw this TAROTSCOPE, the tarot said the 2 most important cards was this High Priestess, and if you guys have been following me, you know that this is my card for like the overall deal for beginning to end, everybody who's involved, other nation states, everything, the whole process of hacking and rigging an election falls under the High Priestess with, you know, Vlad. So, sudden shocking news, abroad, law enforcement, High Priestess. And the other one was the Queen of Swords. This is my KY Jelly hacking card. Reversed. So, knowing those 2 things and all the stories I just told you, who had the High Priestess? Now, this is not a totally exhaustive list, but you know who these people are associated with. This is what got me. So on the Ascendant, the thing giving the High Priestess life or not life this week. Okay, Aeroflot Airlines, AEROFLOT Air. That is the airline. Those 6 hackers arrested, they used Aeroflot Air on the ground. There were paid people there who helped them transport. They had like over $50 million worth of stolen Apple Watches, iPads, iPhones. And these were, no, this is a different group. I'm sorry, it's not those 6 GRU. It's the 8 people out of Brooklyn that were arrested. They all have Russian names, and then an oddball person in Illinois. So they were arrested for having all of this stuff, and this airline was like the accomplice, think of the chariot, to take everything over to the Russia. High Priestess. Do you guys know the name David Bossie, B-O-S-S-I-E? Does that name sound familiar? So he worked really closely with Kellyanne Conway and Rebecca Mercer with Cambridge Analytica. Like after Kellyanne went from Ted Cruz to work on Donald's campaign, somehow David Bossie came in. And so there was a really tight group of Rebecca, Kellyanne, David, Steve Bannon. He had this. Biden had this on the Ascendant because he's the one getting hacked. USA voter rolls. Oh my God, get this one. And Cambridge Analytica. But this is what Cambridge Analytica did. In that document dump, and all those MAGA gun enthusiasts, they're going to want to know this. Cambridge, is it this date? No, it's, so they have a private, there's actually a national gun registry. It's a private one through Cambridge Analytica. And so they take this gun registry that they have of their people to Cambridge Analytica, and also for the 2A Second Amendment groups. That is the information that they have. That got transferred to Cambridge Analytica. Okay? Stick a pin in that. This card in this area of identity, who I am, I only got one result for this, and it was TrickBot, the malware that Microsoft stopped. Only one. And then this area of income gains value, this came up as such a sensitive, most important part of the chart. Like we have the most important tarot cards. We have the most important area, which has to do gains, values, money, votes. The only person who had this here with election hacking was Tom Barrack, you know, from the presidential inaugural committee. In communications, the only one who had this was North Korea and the north node of the moon. So this is like an eclipse trigger. This is what we're getting. Nobody had this in the 4th house of defense. The 5th house of the sun, Donald, that's all his 2A people had this. The 6th house of public servants, military, investigations, the FBI. Guess who had this? I did the 10 of Wands card. Where is it? The 10 of Wands. That's my card for that new type of espionage that Peter talks about in his book. 10 of Wands being the new espionage where people download and transfer data and store data at rapid rates, huge amounts of information. That's what the 10 of Wands is. So this is a type of espionage found in the 6th house of public servants. I don't know why. Well, unless that's the FBI looking at it. And then Xi Jinping, President Xi had this in his plans for trade for the United States. Hacking us for trade? Really? In this area of partnerships, who has the high priestess and who's doing what in partnership? It's this Matt Okowski guy. OCKOWSKI. He's another Cambridge person that came on board. I can't even find it. Came on board with the Trump administration. He took that $3.5 million project of Cambridge Analytica and, you know, the gun people, all of their data. Wait, let me find it. The National Gun Registry, he's the one that got that $3.5 million project to land. So he had this in the area of partnership. So he's taking this information to partner up with the Russia and all the data and the espionage. From there, he took this information and he has this thing called the National Shooting Sport Foundation. And what they also do is voter education. That's how he's able to use this data and transfer it into a nonprofit so that he doesn't have to pay taxes on it. He came up in partnership with this high priestess deal. Now, this is where it gets interesting. In this area of shared resources and partnership, well, of course, Harris came up in that area, Kamala, because, you know, she and Biden are getting hacked. But the other person that came up there is Gina Haspel. Gina Haspel came up there, so she knows. She knows. In this area of lands far away, doing the High Priestess dance? Jay Barsa, B-A-R-S-A, that's the acting director of USAID. You know, USAID, the one that has given PPE away over, you know, in Kazakhstan and all those, I can't even pronounce them. I just know they have these really long names. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, all of them. But guess who else has High Priestess business over here, lands far away, and in law enforcement, and our legal, our lawmakers? Chuck Schumer knows. So does the CIA, and so does Five Eyes. You know, FVEY, the Five Nations, Australia, New Zealand, USA, the UK, and Canada. They all know what's going on. 10, 11. This came up in the High Priestess is working with a friend. And that friend works on voter suppression. It just came up, voter suppression. And then Canada knows what's going on. This is interesting. In the area of secrets, who's doing the secret High Priestess work? Well, money is. You guys, ACB keeps showing up. Amy Coney Barrett keeps showing up in the wrong places. I mean, she could be the High Priestess because it's a separate issue. We don't know what's going on with her nomination, but she showed up again. USAID showed up here. So did Adam Schiff. So did the country of Turkey. And then the hidden enemy. Keep this in mind. You see this word. It is, can I focus on this? What is this? Okay. I don't have anything to write this stuff. Wait a second. So like this is another word you need to know. I don't even know how to pronounce it. This one so you have the 6, those 6 today, they were responsible for releasing this malware. It's the one that the UK, it's been associated with the UK today, busted the Russians for trying to hack the Japanese Olympics, just like they did last time at the Seoul Olympics. Remember when Pence sat there kind of close catty corner to KY Jelly and it was a big scandal? It's so dumb because I'm sure they were exchanging data and secrets because she's the Queen of Swords. So this is the hidden enemy for the High Priestess. This is the malware, the enemy of the election hacking because these yahoos got busted. Oh, and then I had my Mercury opposite Uranus. I threw a TAROTSCOPE on that because I'm like, what kind of news is going to break when Mercury is exactly 180 degrees opposite the planet Uranus? And that's been today and yesterday. And hidden enemies, Mike Flynn. So that's just the High Priestess. So just listen along. Before I go on to this next part, I have to explain the Queen of Swords. You know the Queen of Swords reversed, that is KY Jelly. Hacking away. Now she's angry and has the death card because she's all pissed off that these guys got busted. So the people that drew that on the ascendant of this chart, meaning the thing giving them life or frustration this week, Donald had the freaking Queen of Swords reversed. What does he need to know about her? This Nat Petya had the Queen of Swords reversed on the ascendant. This gets really good. The Ten of Wands, that type of espionage, the Queen of Swords reverse. I'm still on the Ascendant. Chuck Schumer had this, that private national gun registry, and that National Shooting Something Foundation. All this. And then on the first house of identity, listen to this. I'm going to have to write down names again. I know there's just so much information. But just wait, this gets so good. I'm just giving you background information right now. There will be no tests, you guys. No tests, no worries. This is just a really good story for entertainment purposes only. This guy, his name is Brian. Where are you, Brian? Brian. 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 Where are you? Here we go. Brian. Nobody has really heard of this. I don't even know why I know about him. I think I clicked on another article related to that whole document dump. So I don't know if you've noticed this. So this guy, in the past 5 months, has acquired over 900 websites. I think he's based in Illinois. So all of like your little local newspapers, like the Courier. I can't remember the other name. But there's a bunch of little newsprint. They've gone out of print. They're just those little local tiny news organization or newsprint. They've all gone out of print. There's nobody, I mean, because the news is a dying breed. There's like this 142-year-old paper out west. I don't know which one it is. But what's happened is this guy has acquired all of their websites. And what he's been doing is he's been offering people like in Maine, here's $22. Write an article against Susan Collins' Challenger. And so in this little local paper, for all the Republican candidates, like there'd be like 20 articles for Susan Collins and like only 2 for her opponent. And I can't remember her name right now. But this is what's going on all across the nation in every single state. Multiple of these little newsprint organizations getting eaten up. And you know what? I have noticed that too. We have some little local things here. I'm like, why are we all of a sudden printing like this totally Trussian, Kremlin-y feeling news here? How did that get here? It's because this guy was in charge and found it out. So back to the Queen of Swords, this guy had this Queen of Swords, KY Jelly, in his first house of identity, who he is. I almost fell over. Pompeo had this. How did you have this? Pompeo had this in his... Oh, okay, so I threw 2 TAROTSCOPEs on him. So Pompeo had this right here as his identity as Secretary of State. I have him over here, but that's related to going to Italy. This is who Pompeo is. Queen of Swords. And Brian to whatever. In this area of gains, income, money, data, votes, things that are tangible and worth something of value like an income, we have Russia, Jay Barsa, that guy who's in charge of USAID, Wilbur Ross, Konstantin Kalimnik. He had this. So, hello. So USAID and our commerce is working with all those yahoos? Third area of this house of communications, communications, reasoning, you know, electronic communication. Canada had this. I feel like Canada has been showing up because of their intelligence and help. Yes, that's what I just got. Because they're helping out their neighbor. Think of it as like another intelligence group. The Ascendant, the thing giving life, is her. And here comes Amy Coney Barrett again. Why? Now, in this area of the chart, here, let me move this back. Can we see this? This area, this 4th house, USA defenses. So the Queen of Swords, she has defenses here. She wants to defend herself here. She has her people and her clan and her people here. And so did Putin, KY Jelly, and Papadopoulos. All here. That's the defense of the U.S. for them. That's what's going to protect their butts, is her hacking. This area, the 5th house of the sun, which is POTUS, because it's the sun. The sun represents the POTUS. Xi Jinping and his trade with the U.S., hacking. Simona, whatever, married to Papadop, Egypt's president, Il-Sisi. Cambridge Analytica, and Carly Kloss. I am telling you, it's the spouses. The spouses every time show up where they shouldn't be showing up, but they need a contact person. All that. In this 5th house of Donholio. There's nothing here for the 6th house of public servants, but for partnership, hey, gonna call my partner over here. Queen of Swords is gonna call Pompeo. What you doing? This area of shared resources, debts, taboos, life, death, transformation. We have China, CNP, you know, the national policy people. Jared, Josh, and Sam Brownback. He's the ambassador of religious freedom, whatever that is. He's not doing that. He's doing this. Do you guys, where was Sam Brownback from? Was he like from Iowa or something? Do you guys remember him? Oh my goodness, thank you, Linda Foster. Hi, you guys. You know who I'm talking about? This Brownback guy. He's in there. Like, he totally fell off. No, he didn't fall off the face of the earth. He's doing this stuff. 9th house, get this, 9th house lands far away. Queen of Swords, the Treasury Department. Why does the Treasury Department show up here? Oh, unless it's sanctions, but they haven't been too vocal about the sanctions, and I question that. So, crowning Washington, D.C. with the Queen of Swords, get who is sitting here breathing down Donholio in the skies for him to see all the time, is that President Sisi from Egypt. But the friends that help get this hacking done, we've got Eric Prince and Junior. Secrets, nothing showed up, but the hidden enemy of her, Queen of Swords, makes her scream death, cry, pound sand, are the U.S. elections. That's her hidden enemy. Is this crazy? So crazy. So I shared all that background information with you guys because this is the secret. This is how they all come together. All those stories I was talking about at the beginning, from TrickBot and the FBI stopping them and the UK stopping the malicious malware through, what is it called? What is this stuff called? NotPetya, that Russian malware, to the 8 in New York that were arrested for taking $50 million of devices to Christopher Wray of Light, saying our elections are secure. I totally believe that they're secure. This is the secret, you guys. These hackers, all the people that are associated with them and what they were doing and why they were indicted. I mean, look at these assholios. Oh my God. So if I show this to you guys and you can see this, basically it's taking this TAROTSCOPE. That's the Ascendant. That's the first house, second house, third house. 1, 2, 3. Fourth house, fifth house, sixth house. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. These bold lines are because those are on the angles. The first house is on the angle. And those are cardinal signs. And that's what activates those areas of the chart. That's what makes this wheel go around. So what happened was these GRU hackers, I threw their TAROTSCOPE. That's what like the 8 of Wands star is on the Ascendant. Then we have the 2 of Swords in the first, the Knight of Cups, 7 of Wands in the third, 5 of Swords fourth, 4 of Pentacles fifth, Queen of Pentacles sixth, partnerships, 3 of Swords, shared resources, King of Swords reverse, that's a hacker. The 9th house, part of fortune, timing to hack, crowning, the Knight of Wands, that's the FBI, you guys. The Friends, 5 of Wands, that is the hacking, the attacks, secrets, what did I write here? The 4 of Cups and the Emperor. But when I did the astrology, we found out that the first house drew the 6th house of routine. So that's why I have this arrow going here from 1st to the 6th. The 6th house also houses our intelligence and our FBI. So what I do then, since this is the 2 of Swords, the GRU hackers, 2 of Swords, breaking in, separating, well, they got arrested. Well, indicted. By our FBI, the Queen of Pentacles, they have the information and the data. So underneath, because it takes 2 to tango here, if these houses are communicating with each other, I look at both of these cards, the 2 of Swords primarily, and then the Queen of Pentacles. The other thing we notice, you might see that there's like little arrows going left and right. That's because I feel like my cards, they are trying to do things so undercover, so on the sly, they don't want to get caught. I feel it in my TAROTSCOPE. It's like, I know that you're part of this, but then like their card will show up in the house next to it. So it's like when you have the same card neighbors, there's activity going on there indirectly. But these GRU hackers, hello, the 8 of Wands. What gave life to their TAROTSCOPE is the 8 of Wands. I got to hack fast. In fact, I think this was the TAROTSCOPE where no, it was the next one. That I was like, holy cow. So I got to act quickly to hack. Who had that? Marsha freaking Blackburn. I knew she was up to no good. So did this Brian Timponi, the guy with the 900 websites, the Mercury opposition. Kim G, Junior's girlfriend, Kellyanne Conway. Who has the 8 of Wands as a secret? We have the New York Attorney General, the Southern District of New York, and that private National Gun Registry thing. The other thing giving these GRU hackers life to this chart was a star. They're stars because they're hacking. They have the hack materials, which is the star, what they want. This is also the office of the President of the United States. We have, guess who has this? Jeff Sessions, the Commerce Department, Gosnim, which is another malware, Eric Prince, Canada, voter education, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction delivers. Yes, I told you guys Saturn-Pluto is going to be our friend. And the defeat crooked Hillary pack. Because, again, they weren't supposed to be talking with Cambridge Analytica. I mean, he is so illegitimate on so many levels. But that is active again, you guys. This is what's giving life to why these guys got caught. First house of identity, we have the FBI. Tom Barrack, working with public servants. In the area of income, we have See, I don't get this. I think this is because the secondary is the 5 of Swords. The secondary meaning actually getting hacked, or like the mafia. Gavin Newsom showed up there, and I think it's he's got a lot of stuff going on in California, and I don't think it's by accident. Areas of communication, the 7 of Wands, fighting back. This could also be Facebook. We have the Eastern District of New York, who is on to that, as well as Paul Manafort, his comms. These GRU hackers, their defense here in the United States, how they defend themselves, how they attack. Karen freaking Pence as a secondary asset. She shows up in the wrong places. GRU hackers are also doing this because of Xi's policy on trade. And then we have the North Node, because we're going to win. We're going to win. And it was just sitting over Donald's head. And this is what he got. He's done, you guys. He's so done. So, the 5th house of the sun. The GRU hackers have the 4 of Pentacles. Stability. Takeover. That's what they want. And who aligns with that? Who knows? The New York Attorney General, the House Intelligence Committee, Kellyanne Conway, Tom Barrack. Secondary associates are the Queen of Swords herself, Julian Assange. And the Presidential Inaugural Committee and the CNP were right next door here on the 4th. Public servants, Queen of Pentacles, that's the FBI with their indictments. We have John Bolton. John Bolton. I can't tell if John Bolton is cooperating or if he's in trouble. John freaking Bolton. Who's in partnership with the GRU hackers? Hello, Rudy. Jared. John Bolton. But Schiff knows, and there's that AIQ, aggregate IQ, as a secondary asset to being in partnership with these groups. Hello, Cambridge Analytica is in business with AIQ, and they are right there. They are in partnership with the GRU hackers. That's the whole campaign. That's all of them. 8th house, shared resources. We have the King of Swords reversed. The hacker, the hacking. King of Swords could be courts. Hammer falling down on them. Well, the tarot. Josh Howley. Josh Howley. He is a Howley. Harley from St. Louis, Missouri. Nearby, we have North Korea and the CNP. The part of fortune, lands far away, timing. Marsha Blackburn. Timing with the GRU hackers. What's crowning the GRU hackers getting indicted? We have the FBI, and there's Pompeo, the 10 of Wands, that other espionage with the data transfer. Nearby, we have KY Jelly and Ivanka, who are friends to all of this. Friends, hopes, wishes with the GRU hackers. Their friends were hoping, Turkey was hoping, Lara Trump was nearby hoping, Brian with his 900 sites was hoping, and so was Russia. Actually, those nearby ones, they all knew that this was the secret with Turkey and the hacking. And then with the secrets, the 4 of Cups, you're going to do this. This is your offer. You don't have a choice. This is like forced co-op. Oh, this is co-op. When Putin talks about cooperation, business cooperation, that's it. So the secret, Papadopoulos, you're going to cooperate with me. But Pelosi knows about this. The other people that show up, the secrets, voter rolls, Xi Jinping's trade plan, Moflotus, Melania, and Paul Manafort came up in secrets. The Emperor is the hidden enemy. The Emperor, the hidden enemy. These our elections are secure. Uh-oh. Am I here? It said it went out. It's reconnected. I think I'm here. Whoops. Oh yes, I'm back. Okay, where did I leave off? Where did I leave off? What did I leave off? Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so but where did I stop talking? Okay, so hidden enemy. Thank you, Madam Stardust. If anybody finds out about this Emperor... Okay. I think I'm back. Am I back? Okay. Keeps going back, hidden enemy, and goes back out. Please hold, yeah. Okay, I'm back. Do I need to spell again? Okay. Okay, so... So, their enemy, their hidden enemy. Am I here? Am I here? Yes. Let me double check. Terry, the secret is all these people that are connected, our elections are totally safe. All these people that I'm talking about, their secret has been that they worked with this and they've been working with malware. Our government, our people are working in tandem to have our nation, our election, mostly the malware, to attack us and steal from us. That's why we keep getting all of these articles that are coming up, and Christopher Ray of Light was the one who announced a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that our elections are totally secure. And the reason why they're totally secure is because they figured this all out. And that is why KY Jelly was drawing the death card, because it's the end as they know it. This is the end. All these people, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only, this is who's going down and what they're going down for, and why their criminality is so awful, and why the Republican Party defends them ad nauseum and comes up with like ridiculous policies or ridiculous whatever. I can't believe that Amy Coney Barrett keeps showing up. Like, is she part of the grand scheme too, with the who's it, the Federalist that selected her? I mean, she might just be part of all that. I mean, maybe that's the other reason why Donholio was like, we can count on these justices to give me the election that I want. But the thing is, they can't hack this anymore, because our election is their kryptonite. They have been discovered. Bill Barr is connected in this. So is Cambridge Analytica. So is AIQ. So is the Defeat Crooked Hillary super PAC. These super PACs are not supposed to coordinate with one another. They're not supposed to coordinate with databases and data companies. And they're not supposed to be coordinating with Donald. And they're not supposed to be coordinating with and taking money from people outside the country. And so it's bad news for Bill Barr. It's bad news for the Presidential Inaugural Committee and Josh Kushner. All of them. Marsha Blackburn. I mean, this is so far-reaching. You think about this Brian guy and these 900 websites. There's your fourth estate lead. We've got it black and white here. What the problem is, in my humble opinion, this is this is Russia's war on us. The fourth estate, our media. Oh my gosh. Remember, one of the first things they did was said that our ISP, the ISP companies, the cable carriers, they could have all of our information. The sites that we visited, that was no longer secret. It was handed all over. They have so much information on us. And so these are the people, what they're doing with the data, how they're using it, how they're manipulating it, and how they're going to get caught and how they're all going to go to jail. Yes. So, yeah, AHT, it is so phenomenally illegal that you can't wrap your head around it. So that's why, like, I think people are like, well, okay, because it just doesn't make sense. It's so bad. So, yeah, they are truly our enemy. And of course, Donholio wants to spread the cerveza. Get us all. So these were the hackers, but to me, this is the most glaring thing. This malware, because it has been used. It's been used internationally. I mean, we're talking about hacking, like, you know, bank hacking, Bitcoin, beyond all that, and attacking businesses. The ransomware that has been placed on hospitals, who think about all of the public utilities, local public companies that have had ransomware, like the library. This is like the primary bad guy. And the other 4 ransomware malwares that I have listed, they all kind of branch off because they have different nation state leaders. You know, they have this armies of this ransomware malware. So this is the one that was launched in the Seoul Olympics, so that people, the Wi-Fi, I guess if you were outside and you needed to like access your ticket to go in for the game, you couldn't go in because everything got shut down. What else did this? They just attacked the Japanese Olympics and the United Kingdom. There was a bunch of stuff that they did against the UK. So what's happening with our country right now as we lead up to the election and everyone's praying that we get through our election, it's all related. Not only are these parasites dug into us as our nation, it's dug into every other country around the world. That's why Brexit is Brexit. That's why you have everyone's having a far-right nationalist movement. Or, you know, it's all this divisive culture to do the same thing. Divide the people and conquer the government. We'll take their resources, we'll take their data, we'll take their money. And we're going to have compromat on you. So that's how we're going to rule the world. But this malware is the worst. And that, remember when I said way back when, this TAROTSCOPE said the 2 most important things were the High Priestess. Where did she go? She's hiding. The global election hacking rigging thing. I add malware to that. And the Queen of Swords, KY Jelly, the North Koreans that do all of this hacking business. The 2 most important things happening this week, right ahead of our elections. So the people associated with that, on the Ascendant, the thing giving this chart life in Washington, D.C. is Donald Trump. He is counting on her. He is counting on this like no one's business. But Chuck Schumer knows. The 10 of Wands, that espionage that has to do with the high transfer of data storage, just hacking. That's what's giving life to Washington, D.C. Hacking and espionage. Chuck Schumer knows. And the secret about this is our election. That's why it matters so much. This is the big secret. This is Donald's #1 thing. The other thing related to her, now related to this this ransomware, this malware, This is the most important thing to Donald, is this ransomware, malware, hacking. The other card that came up with this was strength. The strength card is my Russian strength card. You know, like when they have compromat over you or they can force you to do something, that's the strength card. It's not because you're strong. It's because Russian strength is bearing down on you and you're going to do this or you're going to be dead. You know, it's just you can't get around it. Will mifsud you. Where's my strength card? You guys know what it looks like, but now that I started looking for it, I want to find it. And it's gone. It's hiding from me. It's afraid. Oh, there we go. The strength card. So this malware had this in Washington, D.C. Russian strength coming in and hacking. Who aligned with this? John Bolton. Russian strength. Julian Assange has this Russian strength as a secret. And then that Matt Okowski again. The one that had the project using the private gun registry information. He's using it. He's part of this administration. And he is a participant with malware and ransomware and hacking elections with KY Jelly. Right in the administration. 5 of Swords reversed. These are these guys not only winning unfairly, but coming in and just ruining everything. We have, this is Pompeo's secret. We have the reason why Trump was attacking Fauci today. It was a signal for them to hack him somehow or attack him with malware. That is why he was going off on him. Yes. In the area of income, gains, values, votes, Julian Assange with secret talks. Jared is involved with the hacking, being in secret talks, plans against us. Rudy and Flynn are on the perimeter, and so is Barca. The House Intelligence Committee knows, and so does Five Eyes. They know about these secret talks and how that's been helping with them gaining income, money, and then election votes. This area of communications, the Fool, nobody was there. The area of defense of the United States, the defense of the United States in Washington, D.C. depends on, for Donald, this ransomware, this malware, and the lovers, the agreement he has go working up. Mark Burnett is in the shadows here, but Pelosi is on this, so is the FBI, and so is Five Eyes. In this 5th house of the sun related to Donald, Karen Pence shows up again. An offering, here, help the sun, the president. This is the area of the president. We have in the background, we also have Junior and Sam Brown back again. And then the counter operation that got these guys because they were in 16 countries, their operations. This is in 16 countries, their operations going on. This is what Donald wants to have happen with his little Queen of Swords. Oh, this malware, 6th house of public servants, Betsy DeVos is a participant. She's the only participant. The people on the perimeter, we have Papadopoulos in partnership. We have KY Jelly. We have North Korea. We have the voter rolls, and we have Adam Schiff on the perimeter. But primarily, this seems to be working through Betsy DeVos. Partnership. This ransomware malware is in partnership with the 10 of Pentacles, the Trump dynasty. Also, Josh Kushner. Brittany Kaiser. She knows about it. She knows how they use this. Chuck Schumer showed up, and the House Intelligence Committee knows what's going on. This area of shared resources relating to voter suppression, Pelosi knows about it. Canada, voter rolls shift. ACB shows up again. And that guy with the 900 websites. I mean, he has to have, if he is in every single state, he's got 900 websites, he has all the user information, he has all the ISP, he has the IP addresses, he knows the targets if people are using their Facebook accounts, if they're connecting with Twitter, their social media to make comments. That's how he works the voter suppression, just by owning all of these websites. It's crazy. Lands far away. This ransomware, working with the hacking, they're working with the Empress, which is the Trump-Russia agreement. Nobody's there. On the perimeter, we have those websites in the North Node. In the 11th house, your friends, your wishes, your hopes, we have the Devil, which is, you know, could be North Korea itself, Putin. We have North Korea there. And the House Intelligence Committee knows what the devil is doing with this malware. And that Jay Barsa guy from USAID, Konstantin Kalimnik, is on the perimeter. The secret that this has to do with voter suppression and that Knight of Pentacles, we have the NSSF. That's that Matt guy. Is it the Matt guy? Matt Ockowski. He's the secret because he's got all that that private gun registry through Cambridge Analytica to help work on suppressing the vote by using this ransomware malware hackers. And then the hidden enemy of all of this is if the High Priestess, the whole operation is found out. There's Amy Coney, ACB showed up again. It's so crazy. Flynn, USAID, Turkey, Adam Schiff showed up. And then on the perimeter, we've got David Bossie and Cambridge Analytica. That's what's going on. That's my big secret. Was that a big secret? I hope that was a big secret for you. That's the big secret. That's why we're getting all this stuff coming out with the election hacking ahead of the election. All I know is that KY Jelly is beside herself. She's so upset. She is so seething angry. I feel like her skin's gonna melt off and she's gonna turn into Hela from Thor Ragnarok or whatever that was. That's from that Marvel movie. But when I started putting this together tonight, I was getting lightheaded. I was I've been vertigo-y this past week, but this was a totally different kind. It was oh my God, I can't believe it. That's what all this means. All of this comes together. It comes together not just with the hacking, it comes together with the 2016 election. It comes together with the global elections. It comes together with the voter suppression, all the hacking, all of the malware, all of the love letters. I swear to God, those love letters had hacking codes in there. This is what it all revolves around. And they're busted. They are so busted. And maybe that's why, Cornyn and I think Sass, they're trying to maybe walk away a little bit. More is going to come out with this. I swear to God, more is going to come out. But I mean, that's just basically what's going on with all this craziness. Now it's super late. Let me see how you guys are doing. Okay. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Yep, I agree with you, Terry. Yes. Yes. Hi. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Linda Sandoval. Larry Girl apologizes. Yeah, Janine, Lord have all the mercies. Yes, Linda, if you can comment, please comment again. We're very sorry about that. So, okay. So you guys got the scoop from me. This is what I think everything else is going to build upon as we go forward. I don't know about that ACB. I like feel like she's got another secret. I was kind of saying that on Twitter with somebody else who said it. I was like, you said it before well, I was thinking it. I had never said anything about it. So anyway, well, you're welcome. Now I can go to bed. Now I can go to bed, okay? So you guys have a wonderful, what day is it? Tuesday? Oh, God. I think that maybe this debate is going to be during the first quarter moon. And oh my gosh, this sun goes into Scorpio. It's like the light comes in. We're not confused anymore because the sun has been orbiting in a very secret, hidden place. And the day the sun goes into Scorpio, it's like, boom. We're right there. We can see everything. We can see what's going on. There's no more secrets. And there's a first quarter moon with Aquarius. More of this. So hold on. And happy birthday to Kamala. I believe it's her birthday today. So, okay. I don't know who's packing their bags. This is my list for the week. Okay. So, you guys have a great day. We'll catch up soon. Thank you for checking in. I know I went unannounced here, but I had to get this out. We are in such good hands, you guys. We're in such good hands, okay? You guys have a good night, okay? Thank you. Good night.